Good evening, everybody. I'm going to do some more feedback, more discussion about the Philly show today and the dinner. We just got back from the dinner a little bit ago. And I'm going to do a sketch card real quick. And then I think Logan might do some pack opening, some box busting. Some box opening. I don't know. Can't talk. But anyway, he got a pretty cool thing. I'll show you a preview of this at the actually one of the door prizes or like the drawings there. He got this Mars Attacks Uprising, but he got it through someone being very generous. Jeff Zapata was there at our table, and he decided he had a winning number, and he decided to hand it over to Logan, which is pretty nice. So thanks, Jeff, for that. That was really cool of you. I don't know if Logan's going to open these tonight or if he's going to open these Chrome. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Bobby, good to see you back. Yeah. So yeah, we had a pretty cool evening. So these Mars Attacks Uprising were licensed by Topps, but they were produced and printed by Sidekick. So on the back, you should see here, there's a Sidekick was the sort of the sponsor of the dinner, or the guest of the dinner, if you will. So pretty cool overview of how their company was formed. Some of the stuff I heard before, like they had to rebuild the wax pack sort of design, how to learn how to recreate them and build the machinery to do it. But yeah, this is a pretty cool box of cards. 2 hits per box, so that's pretty interesting. We'll see what that is. I'd be surprised if he doesn't open these, but maybe not tonight. Maybe another night we'll do them, because it's going to take Logan a while to open some packs. But first, I think I'll do a sketch. Kind of picked one out. I think he might open these, but I'll let him decide. So let me get to work, and well, let me see if I had anything else to show you. 1 second. I guess I had a few more things I got to show I didn't talk about earlier, but these Sidekick mix cards, I think they're just a mix of some of the stuff they've printed in-house, so I'm looking forward to opening these at some point. I might do it in a different stream just for fun. And then these cards are by I found a little bit more about them, I think, as Tom talked in the show tonight. Psychedelic kind of art cards. These are basically some kind of cards from street artists. Some of them he follows. He really enjoys following. So I don't know what's actually in these at all. I have no idea. Just look very interesting. Since they had kind of like a Mandalorian style helmet on there, so I thought we would enjoy those. But I'm not going to open them tonight. We'll do them some other time, as time permits, I guess. But get these, and there's some other promos we got from the show. We'll share later. But anyway, I'm going to get started in just a minute. Hey, Patrick, good to see you. Good evening. I think we're going to draw one of my newer favorite characters to draw in GPK is actually I call it card back art. Like, I really like the stuff in the back of the original series. And some of the later series too. Like the original series 1 is probably where I get a lot of the ones I like to use. But I've used ones all the way back down to 5. Just different stuff. But I like the rat that's on the Dirty Rat Award. I've sort of almost always draw him in every set. So I'm going to draw him tonight on an 80s, Artist United 80s stock here. This is the Series 1 stock. I have Series 1 and 2 stock here. And basically identical. I think the 80s one was so popular, they just did a reprint of them, and they just slightly changed the coloring a little bit. But I'm going to use the original set that came out. Just a pretty card. So I think they wouldn't like that last week when we drew one. We used the stock too. Gonna do that, and we'll get to it. And also have this here too. I picked this up today. That's pretty neat. It's a GPK pen from GPK Nation. One of the other licensed sort of companies out there, working through Adam Goldberg, his influence there. But just a GPK logo. That was pretty cool. Like that. Anyway, I'm going to get off camera and go ahead and start drawing something, okay? Let's do that. There we go. So this is a really simplistic drawing in some ways, but I'm going to sort of try to add my own twist to it. And originally this was done by Tom Bunk. I can't recall which card back it is. I don't have that in front of me at the moment, but I've drawn it so many times. I'm going to just sort of a head profile of him and then do a little bit of the body. Maybe try to twirl his tail around a little bit. But let me get to that in just 1 second. Gotta have a Pepsi to get going. So to get up here for this show, it was about a 9-hour drive for myself and Logan back there. But that's about as the most I want to do, honestly. I think I'm more of a 6-hour guy. See if I can kind of get some shapes here. I want to get on this guy's head first. So I had a great dinner. I got to sit with the I'll call them the showrunners for the card show. Roxanne and her husband were there. They've run the show since 1976. They've had a show in some capacity, and it's been in different places. Apparently 6 different places. This show has been at. I talked to her husband Marlon for quite a while tonight. I've talked to him before. I don't think he remembered me. He's up in years, but super nice guy. But they used to run a non-sport magazine and a mail order service and all kinds of stuff. That's how they got into the non-sport scene and all that. But yeah, they've been in 6 different locations, and tonight was very nice. Bobby, we talked about the food, like what it would be, and it was catered and very nice. We had wait staff. It was like a very nice dinner. It was like chicken and noodles and some pastas and stuff, and it was pretty high end for what compared to what I've expected in the past. And it wasn't bad before, but it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice, you know. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Logan also won something really cool. He did win. You know, he got the cards from Jeff being so generous to him, but he also won a uncut sheet of cards from Sidekick. I can't show it to you today, but I will show it in the future. That basically they taped some stickers on everybody's chair, and there were 7 different uncut sheets from a variety of different series that they worked on and printed. And he was a winner of one of them, so I was really happy about that. So my back seat of my car is full of stuff now.
Are you happy about that?
I am, Logan. I'm happy about that. I'm glad you won. That's pretty cool. I've got to check in with Sidekick as well. They had this thing called a ride-along print run that happened last year, and it never materialized. I had a card that was going to be printed by them. I had sent off for a piece of artwork I did. What was I kind of fix these eyes a little bit. It was Slimer. It was a Slimer card I did, and I touched it up and made it digital and wanted it reprinted for 2020, I guess, or 2021. I can't recall. I guess it was 2021, but it never happened. And I asked them and wrote them back, and they never wrote me back. So, but several artists were part of that run. We were just basically, there was a sheet of cards or a few sheets they had to run along with a major set they were going to produce. And that set, it would have been overage if they didn't run something with it. It would be inefficient for them to run the set and not have cards going at the same time. So we got an opportunity to submit, up to 3 or 4 pieces of artwork if you wanted. I just had 1. And they'd print alongside. In fact, you know what? They could have been printed alongside those cards I just showed you, but maybe it didn't work out. But didn't get a chance to ask him tonight about that. And plus, probably not the place to do it. But I was excited about getting that card printed last year, but it didn't happen. Yeah, I'm really happy for him. I think he did really well. I've been when I've been up here by myself solo, I've done really well. I've always won something at those door prizes, like something from Cryptozoic or something. So it's always kind of cool to win a little something. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But I think he appreciates it, so that's good. Let's see. I'm trying to Trying to make him look a little more gnarly than normal. And have a good time. I had heard some cool insights about projects coming up from people who were working with Tops licensing, not really Tops, but just cool things, some things you probably shouldn't have heard, but it was interesting. That's all I'll say about that. But talk to some people who were resellers and stuff. That was cool. Try to round this a little bit more. Saw that I didn't hear a lot of complaining about these sets being delayed today, thank goodness, from anybody, but I didn't talk to a lot of people, so I'm sure there's a buzz about that. But I saw the articles coming out about it. Once again we have delays for June, which is no surprise for the vacation sets and other stuff. Um, that's what I told one vendor. I just said I know we're all frustrated about the communication factor. Like if you just communicate what's going on and you know keep people posted, I think there'd be a lot more understanding. And I don't think that's being done really well right now. But I think with the new owners, Tops and stuff going on, people are all over the place. So it's a messy time. So hey, it's all right. Just different with that nose. I'm looking at it, I don't like that. I did get to see James Warhol again there at the dinner. That's pretty cool. Was I was beside the conversation where he was talking about his uncle's famous painting recently of Marilyn Monroe. I think it was the green one. There's a green one he did several colors of, and the story there is that those paintings were in a gallery one time, and someone came into the gallery and asked, could they could they take a shot at him, take a picture of him. They was thinking, and they literally pulled a gun out and blew a hole through several of them, and crazy woman. But they missed one of them because the way it was staggered in the pile, and that was the one that recently sold for 195, 194 million, some crazy number, right? And they were discussing that, and we discussed how well it seems like it'd be the ones with the holes in it would be worth more. Warhol agreed that would be the history behind it, but I told him, I feel bad now that I must have paid you too little today at the table for your stuff that I bought from him. But you know, he's a good, pretty funny guy. So, but yeah, I saw that story on the news a while back. It's a couple weeks back, maybe last month. 194 million, yeah. Hmm. I suspect that he did not see any of that money. But I don't know. Not my business. Let's see. That's what I suspect. I will be back at home tomorrow. Yes, I'm gonna be driving home tomorrow morning. We'll leave here as early as possible and get home and start a new week. I will not be on Monday night. I have a engagement with work I have to do. So my day job's cutting into the Monday, but we'll make up for it tonight a little bit. Yeah, we'll do the 9 hour drive back. Hopefully, maybe I'll shave a little bit of time off. One of the problems with coming up on the Friday is just traffic. Traffic is bad on a Friday where I was driving. So maybe on a Sunday it won't be as bad. That'd be my hope. Fix that. Yeah. We'll have to see who's on the guest list for the fall. If I come up in the fall, we'll see. It kind of depends on the guests and who's willing to come up here with me, kind of thing. So, if Logan wants to come, maybe we'll do it again. Depends. He had a pretty good time. His report on dinner was it wasn't as long as I thought it would be, and it wasn't as boring. So I'll take that. So. I'll give him some more fingers here. Doesn't usually have a lot of animation around the fingers on this one. These are small drawings on the back of the cards, so maybe that'll be fun. And I'm kind of doing my own thing with this one. You just stay a little closer to the template, but I don't really. I don't feel like doing it tonight. Do something different. I might reduce this down too. So I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Give him kind of a bigger head than his body. Make him look like, really obnoxiously angry and stuff. Make this arm a little bigger too. That's Oh, you're very welcome, Bobby. No problem at all. I'm glad I could get him for you. Yeah, it's a good experience meeting Warhol. He was worth the trip for sure. Definitely worth it for me. So it's kind of funny. I asked him if I was pretty sure I knew the answer, but I asked him if he had been, Tops had asked him to do any more work on any sets like Bookworms or anything, because we had heard that Bunk was doing work on some of these newer sets. I don't remember if it was Bookworm or if it was Vacation at this stage, but I know Bunk had worked on one of them, but he said no, they don't ever ask me to. They don't ever want me to do anything. It's like what a waste, like his shoulder there. But if Tops isn't asking him to do something, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but he seemed like he would be willing to do it. Just haven't asked him. And brand new series is the last time I think he did any cards. Brand new series 2, maybe. And that's about the last time I heard of him doing anything. So, kind of weird. Vacation, you think? Yeah, I think Vacation too. I don't know anything about who's doing work on, like, beyond the mainline artists for Bookworms. But yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So if you're a Tom Bunk fan, you should something to look forward to there, right? Or if not, he's just good fashion, old fashioned GPK. Get these collars that I want. And he doesn't have any stripes on his tie normally, but let's just give him some stripes. Put a little atom bomb treatment. Got these kind of like black eyes. I want to give him like this rage look into him. All right. I'm gonna line him a little bit. Close enough. Yeah, he does. He does put a ton of detail in there. You know, it's all those years he spent at Mad Magazine. He's just really good at getting the last ounce of detail out of anything. I'm not sure how old Tom Bunk is. I never looked it up, but he's getting up there for sure. Glad he's still willing to do stuff. Now, Bobby, you said you met Tom, right? Didn't you meet Tom Bunk? Yes. You got to meet him. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's real quiet. I mean, kind of a quieter guy, but he's pretty funny. Um, this show typically on the last day on the Sunday morning, they do a panel discussion with the artists. They used to at least. And the first year I came to this, they did one, and he was on there, and he was hilarious. It's just the way he answers questions. Maybe it's his accent. I don't know. I love it. It's hilarious. They had a question about political GPKs in the time. Um, Pretty controversial whether you like them or don't. I think they still are kind of like that way. But they asked all the artists to comment on what they thought about GPKs that are political. Like, do they like them? Do they dislike them? I think it was like a fan question, and everybody had an answer. Some of them were very, something like they were designed by HR department, honestly, which is fine. They don't want to be controversial. They just want to say, yeah, they're all right, or I don't like them, or I think they're fair. Everyone gets, some people said, oh, I think the Democrats and the Republicans both get, Cops does a good job of, making fun of both sides and all that, and whatever. You can feel what you want to about that. It seems skewed to me a little bit, actually, but I don't really care for them a whole lot, which is kind of funny because I like political satire drawings and things. So it's kind of weird for me that I don't like the Topps ones as much. But I think some of them are just like not funny. They're just hateful. Some of them are funny. But anyway, whatever. I just like Tom Bunk. He just didn't even say any of that. Like I said, he just said, "Yeah, I don't really like them. They're just not. They're not funny. They're not GPK. Not the not what I like to do." You know, and I thought it was hilarious. Um, but he wanted a part of it. He just wants to draw funny drawings for kids to laugh at, and I think that's great. He had no interest in being political about it, which is great. Yeah. I'm guessing you got his autograph when you met him. Did you get him to sign some cards or something, or was he doing that? Like I saw Jeff doing a lot of drawings today at his table, and everyone comes by and talks to him, and it must be interesting slash maddening to be working on sketch cards for customers while you're working on them. You're talking to people too, so it's definitely a talent to be able to talk and draw these things, and they're black and white sketches, the ones that I saw, so they weren't too involved, but they're cool. Jeff has a very comic books kind of style to him. So. Thing I did mention earlier, I got a print of his I'll call them comic style versions of several GPKs all in one like ensemble. It's a limited edition print. I think he only made 10 of them. I'll show that next week, next time I'm on, just to share that. It's pretty neat. He said they only let him sell 10 of them. Tops did or something because there's a Tops company copyright on it. So I was like, okay, all right, only 10, huh? All right. Let's see. Did I buy some of his shoes? No, I didn't buy his shoes. He didn't have any shoes there. I do know about the shoes. I didn't ask him. Um, uh, yeah, it's different. It's definitely he's an eccentric person, so I can see that the shoe thing. So hey, whatever, whatever he does to make it. So he's got some big projects coming up, so good for him. I didn't think he was very active for a long time. Personally, I never really understood why he left Tops. I'm sure there's a good reason. Maybe he wanted to do different things. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. I have no idea. It doesn't really matter if he's not really there. So, he did today when I was at the table. He talked to some people and was discussing how the sketch cards came about and how he got the sketch card program going. So he really be the godfather of sketch cards at Tops because he got them to start doing them, and would show other licensees like Lucasfilm to what the value is in doing sketch cards for Star Wars and things. So that's pretty cool. He used to have to sort of like give examples of it to sell the concept early on. So that's pretty neat. I'll come in here with another pen and do the eyes. So I guess we all should have some gratitude on that front, right? I mean, he kind of paved the way for all those. So the first top sketch cards came from Marvel Legends, a Marvel Legends series they produced. And he had help doing those with some of the artists at Marvel at the time. He had friends over there, so that helped him along the way. I'll tell you one thing I've realized more and more, and it's not like rocket science, but it's really who you know sometimes, how you get things done and get opportunities. It's connections and networking. If you don't have that, you're going to have a hard time. I'm going to do something different with these eyes. I think I'm going to do something different. And I can see that in that room tonight, that if you're not really well connected, it's hard to find unique opportunities. But again, I don't think that's new knowledge to anybody. So you know for sure. Always thought to one day talk about my adventures with tops and how I got on with them, but probably not for tonight. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't overnight, and I'm not sure for many people it really is. But some people do get more opportunities than others, and a lot of them are because they're a squeaky wheel, or they know the right person, or their timing is right. It's a lot of things. All right. I'm about done playing with the ink here. Let's get to some coloring. Oh, Bobby, you might be right about that. I'll tell you what I got is a real Hollywood vibe from the discussions I heard. A real feel of that, and that's not new either. It's just, yeah. I don't know. I'm just gonna do what I'm doing here and enjoy it. It's kind of what I think about that whole thing. Actually, let's go on a little darker for him. This is kind of a real basic looking character color wise. He's usually just got a few colors on him, but I might try to do a little bit more tonight with him. I will say one thing I noticed is a lot of guys and people there who are not used to being out in public a lot because it's because of the lockdowns and things, um, or because they're from a place that's just not very friendly. I'm gonna say what they say. You know, it's just saying that some people who are from upstate or from places that just people weren't very friendly every day, and that just was not the case today with these folks. Everybody's really nice, and they love that experience. So glad to see that, you know, we've got people who come back to the show multiple times who are just there to collect or, talk to somebody who does something similar to them. So that's it's really nice, you know, see some people who enjoyed the show so much that they will definitely be back, and got to connect with some people who are into what they're into, right? And got to meet some pretty cool artists and stuff. So, but yeah, a little kindness can go a long way. Yeah, I agree. You got to keep pushing yourself and trying for stuff. I think with art, you need to be very happy with yourself with the art you do. Always push yourself, but always enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy your own art, or you're just gonna quit. I think, you know, try new things out occasionally so you don't get stagnant. But you know, that's all I really care about. It's just improving what I've got going on, and you know, I'm gonna blend that out later. But I just keep stepping up in this cool grades. I want a cool grade 4 right now. I'm gonna blend this next level and then probably hit it with something even darker than that. Let's do a little bit here. But I like the contrast I'm getting here. Very minimalist, doing a real minimalist approach to the shading here. Doing something dark and just a little bit around certain edges. Let's blend that a little bit. Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it. I want to say, hopefully, going to have some a guest with me in a few weeks. Artist as well. We've been working on sketches all since last year, getting back into drawing. So, doing really great work. So, I'm just excited to have someone there kind of with me playing around with their artwork. So, probably in June, gonna have that coming about. A little light shading with this. These markers are a little worn out from the last set, but blend more here than I think I should, really. I got a good look at some artwork from the artist Chris Meeks today too. He's does some of the sketch work we do as well in GPK, but he also has done some finishing work for a little bit for Tops. He did some online sets, I think, and then he has done some work for other companies as well. Really super nice guy, and really talented. I took a look at some of his work. He had some work under the table he pulled out from some binders, and they just look great. We were just kind of talking the craft a little bit, and man, that guy he's really cool and really passionate about getting that stuff to look better and better. He does like a marker style, and then he does it looks like an acrylic overlay over some of his work, so it pops a lot. Pops really nice. So, but yeah, real nice guy. Get a better blending. I don't like the way that marker blended. I have a few. This one blends better. Let me try something lighter. Thanks, Patrick. I'm gonna try to get home tomorrow in the afternoon. That's the goal. They one of the vendors was handing out promo cards for a convention over in Vegas in November. I was like, I think it's the Gross Con, you know. It's like, gosh, I just can't imagine getting out there to that. I don't know, Bobby. That might be what flying out for. I don't know. I'll have to pull up the flyer later. I think I might have left it in the car. But yeah, super talented guy. You know, it's always funny. He was talking about. It's funny. He said that he'd done some work for a company and was very happy with his work, his sketches a couple years ago, and he saw someone else's work, and his wife did. And his wife's like, "You've got to step it up. This guy's really good over here." So I think there's always like there's always a guy who's doing really well, who's chasing somebody else's work. Like, you know, that can be healthy and unhealthy. I think that's a good and a bad thing. So it depends how you handle it. You know, if you see someone else's work and you like it more than yours too much, it can be detrimental. But it's good to see things and pick up things and get new ideas too. So yeah, yeah. Back to what I said earlier, you need to be happy with your own work. And all right, what do I do with these eyes? I was gonna do something red with these eyes. We'll try it, and if I don't like it, we'll do the traditional thing with his eyes. Let's see, maybe orange or what? Reach over to my reach over to my fluorescent black light kind of markers for a minute. I love these things. I still think I'm going to fill in a little bit of these eyes, but with some black. But I want to do something to make them look really pissed off here. Super mad. Yeah, he looks pretty pissed. Anyway. Yeah, I had no idea that Chris Meeks had been with Tops for as long as he had. I forgot how many years he'd been working with them. I think he said 12? 12-ish? Something like that. So longer than I had thought. Um, but it's awesome. Awesome dude. A little white dye here. How that would look. That's pretty wicked. All right, let's work on this weird suit thing here going on. So he's got this kind of ugly look of the suit. It's green or like an OD green kind of color. Let's see what I've got. I don't have all my markers. I brought this and a couple extras, but I tried to grab everything I thought was an essential marker. You know. Yeah, Vegas sounds tempting. I bet. I knew it would. I knew it would. Yeah, it'd be interesting to go. I don't know how I'd pull that one off. Um, I'm not sure how I would find the time for that one. trying to remember who's going to be out there. You know, Rory McQueen's going to be out there, coming in from the UK. Yeah, that's very true. I'm going to blend these around too. So I'm just creating some little channels of color here. Right. Now I've got this other lighter green I'm going to try to use. Tip is a little damaged. I'm not sure that's going to work. We'll try it and then we'll go over it again. The colors that Bunk used in these cards are for these characters is not, he didn't use a ton of colors in them because they were back art. You know, they were smaller drawings, had less going on. They're pretty cool characters. He hadn't done any front art at this stage yet, not for GPK at least. So the back art's a little faster to produce, obviously. But I think it's a nice little shimmery to it when you blend it like that. Yeah. This tip's been bent. It's almost like someone bent it earlier, right, Logan? Maybe one day you maybe used this a long time ago. I'm almost done. Your adapter? That's not your adapter. It's over here. There's your laptop. It is in November. I think it's early November, but I'd definitely Google it. I think I definitely left the flyer in the car. It's online. I think Chad Sears is going to be there. Rory McQueen, like I was saying, coming in from the UK. Gosh, I think Jeffrey might be there. Jeffrey Zapata might be there. I just can't remember the rest of them. I can't remember. I mean, there are some big names, I'm pretty sure. Be worth a trip, sure. Bobby, do you know Rory? Rory McQueen, if you ever had any discussion with him. I only say it because there's a couple of you guys in the UK for GPK these days. I know Rory conversationally. I know him through somebody else, but I don't really know Rory. I mean, he's a nice guy. We're on good terms and all that. He's cool. But he's sent me things before and things, just heads up and stuff. I don't really know him. I don't really know him. Let's see. Originally, yeah, he had like a yellow shirt here. Now he's done really well with the skateboard stuff the past 2 years or so. His set was pretty cool. The online one he did. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish that out. And the tie is red. Do red and some blue stripes. Oh, you come from the same town. Okay. Well, I know he's come to the States a couple of times. This is not the orange I want. But I know him. I know him through some other people. Know of him, I guess I should say. I know he's a hardworking artist. I know he draws a lot, produces a lot of content, has a lot of concepts and ideas. So I think he's really an idea person. That's cool. That's a good thing for the product line. Have somebody who has ideas that people like. You know. Oh, Mike McHugh. Yes, yes. Mike's a good friend of mine. Yeah, Mike's pretty awesome too. Mike knows Rory. But yeah, I know how that goes. I don't really know. There's another artist in North Carolina that I don't really know. We follow each other and seem to be cordial and stuff like that. But yeah, I always wanted to meet people closer to me who were in the same, doing the same kind of stuff. But yeah, don't really know them that well. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I'm gonna do something with that tie too. Let's see. Making it kind of shimmery. I don't know why, but I am. Yeah, Mike's a cool guy. Hopefully, you get to meet him one day. Really, really good guy. I've known him for a very long time. Good artist too. Really good artist. Add a little more texture in here with this. Different green, using a darker green for this. I'll blend this a little bit. Color. It's I'll say it was pretty interesting to see the prices of the convention. I don't remember if I talked about it earlier or not. I was having some multiple conversations earlier, so I can't remember. But the prices gone crazy for stuff, but they weren't that bad at the show. They were actually pretty reasonable, which is kind of cool to see. But online, you know, a lot of this stuff is crazy priced. But yeah, it was real affordable at the show. Time we got almost 10. Almost 10 in the East Coast here. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up. Try to. I'm gonna do a sort of a blended gradient background. I don't have my airbrush equipment, so we're not gonna do airbrushing. I don't airbrush everything for the backgrounds. do a lot now, but I used to do a lot more blending for the backgrounds, but it's time consuming. Okay. All right. Let's do some background here. So the background of these cars typically for a lot of the back cars just a spattering of light blue with sort of like white lighter spots in the background. It's kind of lightweight. So let's see what I've got. I got a BO1. Let's see what else I got here. This is a blue green too. Let's just see what that looks like. It's a little too dark. Off shade too. Hmm. I got a 4. That'll work. And I got a 6, I think. Or a 5. Where's the 6? I brought the 6. Yeah. It's pretty dark. So yeah, Mike's from Coventry. Yep, that's right. Yeah. Let's see. See if I can start near the bottom. Concerned that's a little dark for him. Let's just see. Just see. I could just do this. I think that might be more appropriate. Stippling. And I'll work in some darker stippling around there as well. I think that'll be fine. Just do a gradient of stippling around him instead. If I had some of the zeros, the BO zeros, I might do something a little different, but it's all good. All works. COVID slowed a lot of things down in this too. I think people tonight were very thankful in that dinner about that. That some people made some comments about that during their discussion. Say little, some people had some artists had things to say about that. Had a real we're getting back to normal feel to it, which is great. Which I'm glad to see that. It was funny. Ingrid, who was one of the artists who came, is from I mentioned earlier Quebec, Canada, and she had told me today that just last week is the first day that they had been actually off of lockdown, so they could actually go out and see people like we were in that show. Like that was a very recent development for her. Like she was not used to it. Um, Getting back to normal. So good to see that that's working out. I was not aware that Canada was still doing such an aggressive lockdown strategy personally, but I hadn't really kept up with it in the recent times, past few weeks. Um, I don't personally know a whole lot of people from Canada. I work with someone who was originally from there and visits, but I haven't, again, being working from home like I do, I don't really interact with them a whole lot anymore either. So, hadn't heard that. I also work with a lady who used to work for us, who her husband was trapped in Canada during COVID. He was up there on a business trip, or he must have done a lot of business up in Canada quite often, and he was trapped because they would not let you leave. Borders were closed, so he was a sort of a stranded American up there for I think 3 to 6 months. He was up there. It was something crazy, um, like that. So anyway, glad she got to come down to the show. It's good. I think they've had her scheduled for several shows that were canceled and things here. So that's good. That's good. All right. Let's see. We'll do something for that bandage on his face. Yeah, I think we're over some of the worst of it. You know, there's always a danger out there of something. So, you know, but can't live in fear. Let's see. I brought a few pencils too. I don't think I need to do too much pencil work on this, but let's see what I've got. Let's see my white pencil. I brought a red pencil and something else, but I can't see it, find it. So, yeah, thanks, Patrick. Appreciate that. Hopefully, we'll be home before I know it. I think we will call it on this drawing in just a second. Let's blend a few more things out. Sometimes I like to blend the edges a little bit more than I have. Let's see. Just play with it a little bit. But it's getting kind of late, so just see. Just kill some of that white space there on the edge. Doesn't take much to do it. I think it's okay, but I'm going to do that. Add a little bit to it. Barely hit the tip there on the edge of the border. Should make it feel a little more uniform there. I think. Kind of like that, yeah. I can live with that. For a quick sketch tonight, I think I can live with that. That'll do. Sometimes I play a game with Logan. We play letter game, we called it. We just try to choose a letter and name every word we possibly can that would start with that word. Something really simple like that. Never did cloud spotting, or well, maybe once or twice, but the letter game, as he calls it, is probably his most favorite. And it goes on for a while and gets more intense, and then he cheats, I think. But yeah, you do, you cheat. But anyway,
Eventually, you stop playing it.
yeah, I think I'll play with you tomorrow. We'll play it tomorrow. How about that? Yeah, I'll play with you tomorrow on that. Your mom won't play with you anymore because you cheat, but it's okay.
I don't cheat.
You don't cheat. I know. It's okay. Add a little.
I make the rules anyway.
Yeah, you change the rules sometimes, Logan. That's all right, though. thank you both for tuning in for this. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna open some stuff, right?
We're gonna get to bed and we can open it another day, Logan. I think we should open cards another day. Just gonna use my
Really disappointed.
hard brush tip here to add just a little more. To some of this. We'll call it with that for tonight. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Oh, your dad taught you phonics. Oh, that's pretty cool. Through the license plates. That's neat. That's neat. Well, thank you, Bob, for tuning in. I'm gonna call it a night. Appreciate you tuning in. I did get your message with your address, so I'll be sending those out to you. We'll get them out this week to you, so you'll have them coming to you soon. And thank you, Patrick, for tuning in as well. Appreciate it. And everybody else, thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good night.